everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Bamcast podcast. The Bamcast, as always, is the home of the anti-PC. Shout out to Boomjaw Physics for the intro song that you guys should be hearing right now. And Prismatic Verse for all of the graphics and stuff you see coming out of the different pods. Alright? Remember, as always, if you use California Apparel and use promo code BAM20, you get 20% off anything you've ordered. And plastic straws suck, and paper straws, like, they disintegrate, right? Plastic straws bad for the environment. They kill the turtles. Paper straws, you can't get halfway through your drink and actually have them. So check out Straw House JA. You know, let them know we sent you. Get yourself some foldable metal straws with silicone in them so they stay nice and clean. Comes in a little carrying case. Let them know we sent you. Get a reduced amount and directly help the pod. And as always, you know, we're here. Usually this is where I'd introduce the faithful co-host Bobby B, but Bobby B isn't here today. But we've more than made up for it by having a fantastic guest. Want to introduce yourself, bro?
Yeah, my name is IB Konteh.
And you are a?
I'm an event marketer. I'm a marketing director for a few events, like Strictly 2K, Soca Forever, etc.
Man's a superhero, dog, because like we were saying before the pod even started, I can't imagine all the moving parts you must have to manage.
Yeah, I mean,
thinking about it alone would freak me out.
Yeah, it's a lot. I must say the key to a successful event is having a really good team. You know, so my job is really the marketing and the PR side of things. You know, putting the big ideas together, executing the marketing plan, etc., digital media, and all of that. But the rest of the team, they're the ones who make my job easy, because if they don't execute their parts properly, then you're going to come on the bar flop, and you're the one who get, you know, the flack. Or, you know, if the music is not good, or if things aren't organized properly at the gate, parking, and, you know, if you don't sort out your permit on time, you know, so many different moving parts.
You see what I mean? Yeah. So you need a quality team that they're accountable. Definitely.
Because, you know, if they're not accountable, trust me, it's just one element. Because it's one thing you don't want for your event to fail or to go wrong, and then event flop. You know, people have a bad bar experience. Yeah, man. Foolishness, you know,
especially like with Twitter and everything nowadays. All it takes is like a couple people for trash it on Twitter, and the ball starts rolling.
Trust me, it's just that one tweet you want to start it, and that's really it. But you know, we've been doing it a while now.
Definitely.
And thankfully, you know, grateful that we have a formula, so we don't have any. Can't tell the last time we had a really like bad experience over. Of course, you know, Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong
will go wrong. Facts.
Yeah. So
that's one of those hard truths in the world you hate.
Yo, trust me. So like, even the other day, with Strictly 2K, everything was great.
Quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, everything was great. But then the one thing that we didn't plan for or didn't expect, Tony Mataran went on a 10, almost 50 minutes rant against just a burnout, just an anti-LGBT rant. Just
the classical Jamaican rant that they expect.
I mean, it was so unexpected, because the first Strictly 2K, we had Mataran on it, and you know, he was great. You know, Mataran, you know, did a couple of his songs, high energy vibe, everything. But then I don't know what happened, and he just went off script. I mean, it was to the point where the crowd just started like, all right,
trying to clap him off.
Yeah, man. Man. Trust me.
You can tell he was beating a dead horse at that point.
Yeah, man. Trust me. So I mean, the good thing about it was that everybody was like, yeah, we didn't come here for this, you know. So it was a total rejection by the entire crowd, but it kind of kill the vibe a little. But the good thing is that, you know, when you have a good DJ lineup, your next DJ were able to tell him like, yo, Johnny Cole, you have to bring back the vibe. So as soon as he started going a girl segment, high energy again, you know?
Yeah. A lot of people will say things like, yo, we tired of only hear gun tune at party. Let it be known, anytime the bubbling tune them start playing, the vibes always picks up. It can't go wrong. Hopefully. Oh. Is there, so when something like that happens where you just out of left field someone just kind of goes off script, is there anything that you guys can do behind the scenes to like try to rein that back in?
Well, all right. The first thing is just remaining calm. It's just remaining calm, and then you just assessing the situation. So at that point in time, when everything was going off script, like so, person's messaging, even you had like a sponsor who, like, hey, we can't tell you what to do in your event, but don't you think he has overstayed his welcome? That like a corporate bad up.
Very well. Very well.
So when stuff like that happen, it's just remaining calm. And the good thing about it is in terms of like, especially like Strictly 2K, having a DJ, so this DJ Chrome as a business partner, who, having that level-headed, that experience, was able to say, don't worry, and just nicely just tell my third, all right, we can wrap up now. And then, he was able to just let the next DJ know, like, all right, you know what to do to fix it. So, as long as I say, when you have a strong and competent team, you can focus on your part, and you know that, all right, a catch drop, they know how to fix it.
Big up to the team and the planning. Before the pod, we were talking, and one of the things that you had mentioned was like venues just pulling out sometimes, or stressful situations like that where you've locked in a place and then all of a sudden it kind of falls through, and then what do you do there?
So there was a situation, can't really speak much about it, but pretty much, we paid our deposit months in advance, sign our contract, did everything by the books. But you find that sometimes people in the industry, they are not by the books, or they won't honor like whatever agreement or contract that you have in place. But the good thing is that, we had protected ourselves. So, just consulted a lawyer, and, they were able. And the good thing about it is that this happened a month before the event. So we had enough time.
God, it's not like the day before.
Right, exactly. I want to give you a joke. October, Strictly 2K gone. 5 days before the event, we hear Kanye coming to Jamaica. And he's going to be at Emancipation Park. Now, one thing, is that you find that everybody start running around like headless chicken because they want to make things happen for him. Which I understand the tourist value of it, but from a promoter who, we employ so many persons to work at an event, you wonder like, wait, hold on, how come so much government official running around for Kanye, but when you ask for some of these things, they're willing to do it for him, but, for when you ask for some of these things, boy, we can't accommodate whatever the case may be. So there were
some people frightened.
Yeah, man, trust me. So, so on one side of it, I understand the tourism value of it, but the other side, when certain discussions were taking place, like, all right, maybe we should block this road near where was it, near Emancipation Park, but there are events happening there, so it's at our inconvenience, because Strictly 2K being at mass camp, etc., blocking certain roads,
you can change up traffic routes,
right? So so it was like headache. Then like our sound guy who consistently did our sound cancel on us, saying, yo boy, him I forgot to do this event because it's
the year event.
Man. So this is like couple days before the event. So there are so many things that can go wrong. So we had to be having like last minute meeting, trying to find a reputable sound, etc. So there are things that
and then anything like short notice like that is immediately more expensive, right?
Well, it depends. It depends on your relationship. So so it depends on your relationship. So it can be, but based on how long we've been doing the event and we have a good relationship with a lot of people in the industry,
an established name.
Correct. So who've been trying to like, hey, I've been trying to be your son for a long time.
So when we're one man dropping ball, another man can. That's it. There's always a silver lining. There's always a silver lining. So even though you don't know it, you definitely helped out somebody that day.
True.
And I actually remember that conversation happening where people were saying, look how quickly, if the officials want to have something put together, it can get done like that. But for the average Jamaican and like us here trying to do a thing, is a bag of bureaucracy and red tape.
Facts. I mean, if to be fair, I believe, well, in KSAC, the mayor, definitely, he's very supportive. I can say that in terms of having, I've been doing events a little over 10 years. So there's Desmond McKenzie and there's Angela Brown Burke and now what's his name? The mayor? I can't remember current mayor's name. Wow.
Sure.
But he's
That's where Bob would come in.
Say he's definitely the most supportive that I've experienced in terms of like the three mayors doing events in Kingston. He seemed interested in terms of from a creative perspective and just overall, building an entertainment space. But we definitely need more support from the government, though. I can say that. Like in December, we're really appreciative of the extension. So you see, like they extended the
time.
Yeah, the Noise Abatement Act, right? So events were able to go till 4, which was great. But want that to be, what's the next step? Is that just a Christmas thing? Like what's gonna happen?
Oh, that was just for Christmas.
That was just for Christmas. So it actually
I thought it was an established thing.
End of this month. It actually expired the 31st of this month. So next week Saturday is the last day.
You making any use of that?
Well, I mean, we made use of it in December, so which was really good. You know what I mean? Made use of it in December, and whoever having events till now till then, is good. But definitely something needs to be done because if you really think about it, no other country has produced 5 different genres of music.
I've had this conversation before. For just if you look at size of population. To the world, there is no more influential country than Jamaica. People say, oh, but America, look how big America is.
Yeah.
We are a tiny little island and so influential. And people come here for that.
Yeah.
So I get what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, and if you think about it, what we've done as a people in terms of reggae, dancehall, dub, etc., all these various genres, all these great artists, the Bob Marley, the Damien, the Chronics, and now
Coffee
the Coffee,
killing it,
etc. We've done so much as a people in terms of the music, but what as a government, what are we doing to encourage the growth of our culture and our music? Like we don't have a dedicated space for entertainment in Kingston, and when you think about it, that's crazy. And, the previous government, Damien Crawford, the previous entertainment minister, he had this great idea in terms of having zones of entertainment. Great. We heard conversations, nothing happened. Babs is in now. We're hearing conversation and we don't see anything happening. So everybody always have these great ideas, but we don't see it happening.
And like a special zone for entertainment.
Correct.
It'd be like away from residential areas.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Would that have anything like to do in line with the Kingston waterfront restoration that they kind of have?
No, it's different. But because you still have residential areas there, you still have like a lot of apartments there, and especially with the redevelopment of downtown, a lot more persons are open to moving downtown than before. So what they were looking at is out at Fort Rocky, Port Royal, that's a zone. So they proposed that will be one area zone of entertainment, so events can go till whatever time.
Until the party.
Correct. Done. Yeah, because you even have certain places, like in Andrew, I think it's Seaview, like that area. You have weekly dances that go till like 4, 5, 6 in the morning. They had suggestions for some of those areas to be zones of entertainment. Because when you really think about it, an event employs so many persons directly and indirectly. You're talking about not just your bar staff, but we're talking about security. Talking about the vendor who they're selling their jerk chicken or soup. We're talking the guys who selling whatever candy, cigarette, Rizla, etc. Those sort of thing. And we're not only talking entertainment now. Whether somebody performing or the DJs, and then the other side of it, before the event start, the barbershops are going to be filled.
Man have to look fresh.
Exactly.
Girls have to have them hair and makeup popping, clothes by. Exactly. I never thought about all that goes that gets generated from it. Damn.
Yeah, so all of these makeup artists who are popping up, they're getting constant business
because the party them You can't look pop down, bro.
Man, you know, women they always come out,
Always.
10 out of 10, man.
And to kill on the gram.
Yeah, man.
So I never really thought about that before. In my mind, I was thinking of just like at the venue, but I didn't realize I know a lot of other stuff going into it.
Yeah, man.
Care off wash, shoes off clean.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. And nobody can really like repeat,
Nowadays where everybody get them picture taken and it's their photo, it's like, damn, I can't repeat that. So, that's why these freight forwarding companies are doing so good.
Yep, that like every week I see a new one popping up,
Yep, rocket ship, meal pack. You soon have, I wonder how like Lee's and those stores feel about that.
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
You can't be pleased.
But you wonder to like how does it affect their business? Like,
I have been wondering. I'm gonna check that out one day. But anyway, on sticking on brand and not going tangential, we're talking about party promotions and stuff. Is there anything that you're working on now that you can talk about, or do you have to be mad secretive?
Okay, I can talk a little bit about it. What I'm for this year, what I'm focused on, one of the new events that I'm doing, is downtown fun and food festival.
Fun and food.
Yeah. So what it is like about 2 years ago, I had this idea to do an event called Portmore Seafood Festival. So what it is that I've always been doing dancehall events. I wanted to move from those type of events to doing larger festivals. So like I like family type of events because I'm a parent.
Okay. Kids. I was wondering, but no, I get what you mean. Right. Less party, more for the whole family.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Definitely. Those sort of things. Because it's challenging. I've never done it before. So this summer, doing that. So really, really excited about it. It's the first event of that nature that I'm doing. So because when you really think about it, is that people want more events like that. People want more food events. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So the idea behind it is pretty much a day, where you can bring the kids, bring your kids or your family, even yourself. We're gonna have rides. We're gonna have tons of food station. And an important part of it that the team we're really ensuring that we execute is the cultural part. So we're gonna have John Kuno, different parts of our culture to be part of it. It's really, that. Really important.
I like that.
Yeah.
When you have something like that where you're gonna have little kids around, you have to, does the security or like emergency staffing have to be even
absolutely.
more?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, for lack of a better term, kids are a little crackheads sometimes. Like they'll be kids are a little crackheads sometimes, bro. They'll do the wildest things and not think they're going to get hurt.
Yeah. So that's a very good question because first thing is your insurance, the amount you pay for your insurance. Every event that we have, we get insurance for it. So an event of that nature, your insurance is definitely going to be more. Yeah, your insurance is going to be more. You have to invest more in security for that reason because you can have so many different rides, etc. You want to make sure that kids aren't going where they're not supposed to be. You're going to make sure that you have enough staff for the various areas, etc. So yeah, definitely you invest more in your security and preventative measures because of kids.
And you have to you have to have your music guys to be like, you can't have the raw music I play now.
Nah, definitely not.
Censored versions, please.
Yeah,
because I can only imagine a parent walking to them kid and hear the and just get mad one time, and all it takes is one.
It's so funny, right? When they say that about a parent, it reminded me of the first event that I ever did. I was at Woolmer's student council president, so I was like, all right, I never know anything about event. Them time that I never used to even go party. The only party I would go to was Woolmer's barbecue.
The man jumped right into the fire, man. Even the pot. The man just said chuck.
Yeah, so somebody suggested like, let's do a concert to raise some funds because our bake sale not making any money. I'm like, all right, we'll figure out how to do this party. Anyway, we had the event, and so on the day of the event when the daggering songs playing, whatever, so you have Third Farmer, with some fifth form girl, etc. So when the parents came to pick up their kids, see,
They were
that's
not
my little
pleased.
yo, them hearts in them mouth.
They weren't. I can't imagine that.
Yeah,
Every parent wanting them pick me is the sweetest little angel, you know.
Facts,
Not when you reach high school.
Yeah, man. That day, the principal at the time, Mr. Murray, ban the events, no more. No more. That was
One
the
and
first
done.
and last. One and done.
Man wouldn't even say, no, you can't have this. Man just say, no more.
No more.
So, what did you get any like act in trouble for that, or was it just
No,
like?
I mean, well, when you're summoned to the principal office first thing Monday morning, you know that's trouble. But you know, he did. What he told me, he was like, you know, I understand what you're doing because it's very growing up in an all boys school. It's very important to have like, you know, good role models and father figures. So it's somebody who, you know, he raised me. Like a lot of things that I learned as a young boy growing up, a young man growing up, I learned from him. So maybe
a lot of good things.
Else.
I heard a lot of good things about Stephen Meyer.
Oh yeah, man.
He got to KC when I was leaving, so I never experienced the fabled Mr. Meyer.
Yeah, man. Mr. Meyer is a really good principal, man. A really good father figure. So he was the one who taught me. It's like your perception is greater than reality. From that, it stuck with me from sixth form, you know, to this day. So be careful of, you know, what you're doing and those events. You don't want to be branded and whatever, but never really meant it. I just did the event on my own.
Well, I have to think like some of that advice followed you through to what you're doing now, because to be a party promoter and to have a trusted name and to build up rapport with a bunch of people, you definitely have to watch your brand and image.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure. And it's interesting, something that you had mentioned earlier about Twitter. One of the first things that I always do, I search a party name. So immediately after the event, one thing I always do, I'm not the type to like, ignore whatever negative message. If someone has a bad experience, I DM them same time. I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry that this happened. Is there any way I can make it up? Please, you know, give me your email address.
Bro, that's customer service on a level.
Absolutely.
On a level. Hear that, more Jamaicans? That's like customer service.
Yeah, absolutely.
You actually care.
Yeah, because one thing that even though we're in the party business per se, but I consider it, we're in the people business. Because
without the people, there's no party.
Exactly. So, you know, you want to make sure that, you know, everybody is as good as possible. You can't please everyone. That's the first thing. Facts. It's impossible to please everyone. Okay, you can do everything right. There's still someone who is going to complain. But if someone has a bad experience, and if something like, let's say, hey, I was at the gate and they were telling me about my ticket couldn't scan properly, you know, or the parking was horrible, something, you know, I DM them. We either as a team will have like a accomplice to say, all right, you know, for the next staging, just come party on us and give us a chance to get things right. And 9 out of 10 times, you know, we get good feedback from that. And what that will automatically do is that person who had a one bad tweet that could have been a rant is now just a one bad tweet. And, you know, and it's just there.
You stop the snowball before it like.
Correct. Yeah.
What? Have you ever had a situation where like a bad experience went viral on Twitter for an event and then it was just like a nightmare shit to deal with PR?
Yeah, but it was so long ago.
Subtle flex. You hear that subtle flex? You hear that subtle flex? It was so long ago. I'm professional.
Thankfully, none recently.
Good. I can imagine that stressful.
All right. So there was a Strictly 2K 2 years ago. I think it was 2017 December. That was the first year anniversary of the brand, and it were mistakes that we made early, but the good thing about it is we learned from it. So what happened was that we misjudged in terms of the buzz that we had and in terms of the ticket sale and the size of the venue. So it was too
cramped.
Yeah, it was too cramped. So persons had a really bad experience. And then there was even this video that went viral with this girl who, like, she was sneaking in the event. I don't even remember that. She was sneaking in the event, like they tore like a piece of the fabric.
I think. Oh yeah. Yeah. The fabric it clicked. Yeah, all right.
Yo. So that went viral. I mean, there was absolutely nothing we could do about it. Nothing. And the next staging, it affected us. Like our numbers dropped considerably, but we fixed things, and since then the brand was able to rebound from that, etc. But we got a really bad beating from it, and there was really nothing more you could do but apologize. But I mean, overall, like it was just Murphy's Law times 10, like just everything that could go wrong went wrong.
That kind of stress, I have to imagine, takes years off of you, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Trust me. I think like my hair started to recede much faster during that time. And it hasn't recovered since. I've tried Rogaine, biotin, you name it. My hair hasn't recovered since that stage.
Nah, bro. You're a black guy. You can rock a baldy. Whenever a white guy rocks a baldy, you kind of like SS. When you get kind of curious. But
yeah, man. That's how since then I said, all right, just gonna grow out the beard and cut the hair.
I have like 4 more years of hair on my head. I'm aware of this.
Yo, trust me.
I'ma miss it.
Enjoy these days.
Just so you guys know, this man just come back from country, like to do the pod. So thank you for that. And you actually reached out to do the pod. So thank you for that also.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Actually, I went with my daughter. So we had like a daddy-daughter weekend.
That's nice.
To FDR. Yeah, man.
That's actually where Bob is right now. So if you guys wondering where he is, Bob went to the family with the wifey and the daughter. So, it's nice. I'm chilling with my dogs.
Yeah, man. So that's the other thing too about entertainment, having that balance. Because
you work late nights.
Yeah, well, I don't. If you don't, I don't live in Jamaica.
You don't?
No, I live in Maryland.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting balance to run events in Jamaica, but you don't live here.
Yeah. I mean, all right. The good thing about it is that with social media makes everything so much easier because you have a platform to reach your people, but still at the same time having a good promo team that will ensure that our person's flyers are being distributed at the events, and your boards, your mini boards are up and they're at key points, etc. to different touch points for persons. So that's it. But it is a lot because I use like my vacation days as my work days. So like I'll come down like a month before the event to start the promo, and then come a week before the event again. So I mean, it takes a lot of sacrifice, but this is what I love, and this is what I've been doing from sixth form. So we just do what we have to do to make it work.
And your family is with you there too?
Well, my son is with me in Maryland. My daughter lives here. So, it's a lot of juggling. But, so like, for example, this week.
At the start of this podcast, I said, and I quote, all the things this man has to balance as an event promoter, I can't imagine. Now sprinkle on this extra layer. Fam, you must have the best time management skills.
But it comes with certain things that get sacrificed. So your personal life gets sacrificed outside of that, because trying to balance your 9 to 5, your events, and being a parent, you don't get time to do other things that you'd want to do. So your relationships take a hit, but yeah,
I can't imagine. And then you don't get What do they always say? Like, kids are the greatest blessing parents can have if you love your kid. Bob would disagree, but I don't believe him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love it. I love, being a parent. It's the best thing that has ever happened to me. I know it's a cliche, everybody says, but I remember before I had my son, he's 5, before I had Zion, I was just
up Zion.
Yeah, man. I was just living for myself, and life was good. Party, Hennessy, so I remember saying, John, I have to give up Hennessy for formula. But, the moment you become a parent, you start thinking long term, you start thinking legacy, you start thinking like, okay, I'm not going to do this because at the end of the day, you have to set an example for someone.
A perspective shift.
Yeah, man, everything changes. So, it's the best thing that has ever happened to me, and very grateful for it. Because a lot of times it's like you're seeing yourself. Like, say you do something, and you're like, yo, Jano, I do that too.
Oh, especially that he's like 5 and what is it, terrible twos, and then after that when them start learning how to talk and it's just the why, and then like I said, kids are little crackheads when they're ready, man. When Zion reached partying stage though, him going out all the caveats and in and outs.
Yo, I want to tell you, sir, like when I just moved to Maryland a year ago when we were in Florida. And we're doing events in Florida. When I would be like putting together the CD, he'll be packing the CDs with me.
Oh, him in it already.
Yeah, man. And he'll say 2000, strictly 2K, best of 2000.
Man, Zion going to know the ins and outs from the. I think that'd be mad cool too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think.
And then you get to know all the like the players.
The
sound guy. You get to know the quality.
Yeah, I mean, I think every parent, you'd want your child to chart their own course, but you'd love, of course, if they share similar passion with you.
Sorry, mom and dad.
Yo, it's funny. What are your parents out
there? Dad, when he was he retired, so he was at Exim Bank as the like head of the IT department, and KC track coach and J3 track coach. Minerva medicine, like me. Podcasting and media. I didn't follow nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, mom and dad.
Wow. It's kind of the same thing for me. Like my parents, they're both economists. So my mother, she before they migrated, she was an advisor to the director general for PIOJ. So when I was in sixth form and I hated econ, it's the first time I've ever seen disappointment in my mother's face.
Yeah, man.
She couldn't believe, like, when we're there, like, and I'm like, yo, I'm not interested in this. Like, you could see.
That's
man, trust me.
I when I was going, like, applying to UA, I was like, yeah, going to medicine. After, like, a year, I was like, nah. Like, my mom was sure. I was like, no, you must do what you want. But I know part of her was like, damn it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, trust me. Yeah, it's interesting, like, the previous generation, because even when I started doing events, my parents never supported that at all.
Because you're not a doctor, a policeman, or one of the big
Caribbean
fives.
And African parents, and my mother is African, my stepfather is Jamaican. So
you had it hard. Overs, no foolery was supported.
Trust me, it was the biggest. Where you going with this party promoter thing?
No,
you're
not a doctor. You're not a lawyer.
Yeah, because you're like, look on your fifth form yearbook. You said you wanted to be a lawyer. What's happening?
What Bob say? You have doctor, lawyer, teacher, and disappointment. Those are the 4 Jamaican professions.
It's so true.
I wonder where that came from.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody can relate.
Oh, bro, what? And anybody who's not doing one of those, I'm sure you had to go through that point with your parent to be like, but I'm sure they're singing a different tune now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's so interesting. It was like a year ago, my mother was like, why are you still working at the bank? Why don't you do this full time?
Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? When success start happening,
yeah,
they'll be like, I always knew. Like, no, you didn't. But
yeah, I mean, part of it too, I understand, because for them,
they want security and them kind of thing for your kid.
So, like, as an entrepreneur, we are more risk averse to risk. We're more willing to, we're doing this while, they're more, no, you go to school, you do your 4 or 5 years, get that degree, get that 9 to 5 so you can secure your pension, etc.
Yep.
Anything outside of that plan, disappointment.
Yep.
I understand. So it's from a different generation. 'Cause even the same as a parent, like, a lot of things you learned that your parents did, you have to unlearn, and you have to understand that it doesn't mean that they're bad or they meant ill or anything, but it's just a different generation.
And they were working on the playbook they had.
Exactly.
And the playbook update every generation.
Every generation. As we speak,
I'm sure when, like, your kid grows up, there'll be a couple of things that even they have to unlearn.
Facts.
But, what's a big perspective shift for me when I got older is when I realized, like, my parents, they don't know everything. They're just people too. Like you're just a dude
True.
who ended up here.
True.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like you went to college to be like, all right, this is how you be a parent. No,
Yeah.
you learn as you go along.
Yeah, same. I mean, I remember the day when, I mean, both times I was nervous for Sierra and for Zion, but Zion, just that first time, like I was so confused. I'm like, yo, I don't know. I mean, well, my little brother, I used to change his diaper, so I knew how to change a diaper, but I was so nervous about everything else. And out of all of my friends, I was the first to have a child. So it's not like I had a friend I could.
You're the Bob. You're the Bob of that friend girl. Because I be learning so much through him.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's a thing, huh? Didn't know that.
Yeah, so but you just learn as you go along and understand that, you learn as fast as possible, and as long as you put your child first, you make pretty good decisions. You make certain mistakes, but you just learn from it as time goes by.
Guys, just gonna let you know we're not gonna run the full hour because you have somewhere to be in half an hour. So since we're on the topic of kids and your kid is 5, so I know you have a funny story or two. What's something that like no one could like have prepared you for that your kid did? Something just random and funny. For example, like when I was little, nothing could go on a Christmas tree that I could reach. Okay, it would have broke. Like for no reason. I still don't know why. I was just. And you have a little boy, so I can only imagine the crazy stuff he'll do.
Well, all right. So a boy and a girl, right? So Sierra.
She's a troublemaker?
Well, both of them, their trouble different. So
Okay.
she's the more adventurous. Like I remember one Christmas she came to Florida. We went to Miami Zoo. And I just turned around just for 1 minute. She was 2, yeah. She's climbing up a tree like she's just so fearless.
What is wrong with kids, bro?
Like literally.
R.I.P. Harambe.
Yo, my heart in my mouth, and she's just there beaming, having the time of her life.
Cause she don't know like kids, man.
Yo,
if only we could keep that fearlessness.
Trust me. Like we'd go to the beach and like let's say a hard wave kicked her in her face and I'm there running to grab her because a girl versus a boy, I'm not going to run for Zion because I think he's tougher and she's just there.
And he's older too.
Yeah,
and he's older.
And he's older, right? And the hard wave just hit her in her face and she turned around wanting more. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Wow.
Yeah, trust me.
See, I would have gone that Zion would have been the troublemaker. Because I just go off of what I know. Because my sister, I have a brother and sister. My sister got in trouble once. In her entire, she's 19 currently. I only remember her getting in trouble once. Shamar and myself, every day. Every day something else would happen. This broke, that broke. Don't do this in the house. Don't do that. Don't run down the driveway. Don't take the skateboard outside. Them take away the bicycle. So,
I mean, Zion is kind of like, he's like that too. And I remember the first time I complained to my mother about it. I'm like, Mom, I don't know what to do. Like, I'll tell Zion, don't do this. And he'll look at me with the most innocent face. I won't do it, Daddy. And then he come next day and do it. And she was like, well, that's exactly you, right?
look at that cosmic medicine. Yeah. That's what that is right there.
Yeah. So, like, before he moved to the US and started living with me, when he was in Jamaica, both of them used to they were at the same daycare. And they were a dynamic duo. So, Sierra will go give trouble. And then when somebody start trouble her, Zion will go and beat whoever troubling her.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that completely. That's how siblings close together should be.
Man. Yeah, he's a very protective brother. Very protective.
That's how it should be. Yeah. Man, I think this was a good pod. And I don't want to make you late, so we're going to wrap it up here. Yeah. Guys, thank you for listening to the pod as always. The stuffs. California Apparel, promo code BAM20. Strawhouse J808. Check us out on Patreon currently now at BAM Productions. You can support us directly there and get access to a bunch of different stuff. So go over there, check that out. Thank you so much, IB, for rolling through to the pod, man. This was fun. There's so much in the party industry that I didn't think about how it affects everything else, and now I can't
absolutely.
not see it anymore.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the people where to find you on socials?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. Well, nobody uses Facebook at IB Konteh, or any one of my event pages at Soca Forever JA or Strictly 2K Party.
All right, yo. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, guys. Dropping bombs on your moms. Car alarms.